Fellow classmates, every year around this time, there is constant controversies and turmoil surrounding the college football landscape. This turmoil and controversy is caused by the BCS. The BCS is the Bowl Championship Series, which is a computer-generated system of choosing the top 2 college football teams for playing in the national championship game. I feel that this system is flawed because it is unfair to smaller schools, it sometimes does not create a true champion, and is mainly based on monetary values. First, I would like to state how the BCS is unfair to smaller schools. The BCS is unfair to conferences that are not considered traditional powers in college football, such as the WAC, which is a conference that Boise State is a part of, and also Texas Christian University. These 2 schools this year are undefeated, have not lost a game, and at this point are outside of the championship standings. Because these teams are from smaller conferences and do not receive as much publicity and have as much depth with teams, they are not looked at as the same caliber or quality of undefeated teams from other conferences such as the ACC or the SEC. An example of this happened in 2006 when Boise State played Oklahoma. Boise State, undefeated, 12-0, played Oklahoma, a 10-2 team, and defeated them. However, this was not the championship game. The championship game was played between Florida, a 12-1 team, and Ohio State, a 12-0 team. Florida won the championship, having a 1-loss championship team, as Ohio State lost, and leaving Boise State with a 13-0 record and no share for the championship. I feel that this is an unfair system to these small schools because it does not give them the same chance as other schools. Also, the BCS does not create a true champion in some years. This was an example in 2006 when Boise State was undefeated and they had no share of the championship. However, this also happens with other big schools from more dominant conferences. In 2003, there was 3 undefeated teams at the end of the college football season: USC, Oklahoma, and Auburn. After the BCS rankings came out at the end of the year, 2 teams made the national championship, USC and Oklahoma, leaving Auburn to play Virginia Tech in the All-State Sugar Bowl. At the end of the year, Auburn beat Virginia Tech and USC beat Oklahoma, leaving 2 undefeated teams and only 1 champion. This excludes many players feel that they are being excluded from their rights to play for the national championship, and I feel that in order to determine a true champion, these 2 undefeated teams should have played in order for the right to call themselves that. This year in the college football landscape, there are 6 undefeated teams atop the rankings, and a potential for 3 undefeated teams to end the season. This shows that there needs to be a change in the system because it is leaving too many teams asking what if we could play, what if we could win this game and maybe call ourselves a champion. You may think that that's something that has to give with this, but there's an overlooking power that is going to keep this system in for another few years. In an article by Terry McDonald, he states that ESPN signed a $125 million a year contract from 2011 to 2014 to broadcast these games on their stations. Prior to this, Fox stated that they had an $82.5 million a year contract. So with numbers this big, you're not going to see much change coming because there's just too much at stake with all the money. Also, these bowls, the BCS bowls, are advertisements in themselves. I'd like to read the 5 names of the BCS bowls. They are the Rose Bowl, presented by Citi, the All-State Sugar Bowl, the FedEx Orange Bowl, and the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. All of these names are first start off or end with a company, showing that they are mainly based on monetary values and not really based on what is best for the teams playing in the games. When I went to bcsfootball.org, which is the BCS's main webpage, I went to a tab called Bowl Backgrounds, and the first fact listed was bowls paid $228 million to colleges and universities and project to pay approximately $2.5 billion the next decade. When I went to this page, I thought I would find stuff about past champions and what the best teams are over the past years, but obviously they have more of a main focus on making money rather than giving teams a fair shot at the championship. So, in conclusion, I feel that the BCS system is flawed because it is unfair to smaller schools, sometimes doesn't create a true champion, and is mainly based on monetary values. I leave you asking this: would you feel the same if we called the Super Bowl presented by McDonald's? Thank you.